Can we move on to the Mail on Sunday, and we're leading on it today, Emma? This additional footage.
Yeah.
It's certainly not all the footage. There's more footage to come out, but it puts that first video about the incident in Manchester Airport into much more context and shows just what a vicious attack those police officers were facing.
It does. Exactly that, though. I don't think, Stephen, that we've still got the full picture, because it still feels like one clip and another clip. And if you put them the other way around, it would be a completely different picture. But we do now have... This was the incident on Tuesday night. It's created, basically, a political storm, a policing storm. It's a real mess, and a lot of more division on the right and the left, saying this, that, people making allegations of racism, which, as far as I can see, are completely unfounded. This new footage that has emerged and has been all over social media all yesterday and overnight, showing the 19-year-old Amas,
who's the one that's kicked in the head in the video?
Who was the one who was kicked and then sort of stamped on the head.
The one in the blue, you can see it on your screens now.
Actually perpetrating quite, I would say, a vicious attack, quite out of control attack on 3 officers before the other police officer retaliates, which he shouldn't have done. Let's all be... everybody has been clear that a firearms officer should not ever be as out of control as that, to sort of hit back in that way. But I think we can now understand the context and the human feelings. You've just seen his colleagues...
Well, it's not even that, because if you look at that footage, the officer involved does appear to have just been battered before that lad was tasered.
Agreed, but once someone is restrained, you're not then meant to go back in and go for a kick and a stamp, are you?
No, well,
on a human level, you can completely understand.
Yeah, 2 things can exist in the same space. One, it's absolutely alarming to see a firearms officer lose his cool and kick somebody in the head. But also, as you see in that footage, this is an individual who's committed multiple acts of violence in one spree. We're talking about fighting in an airport as well, where we've got a high security situation. I mean, in many ways, if this happened in another country, you'd have been shot dead for attacking multiple firearms officers. And we're in this position where we had hundreds of people out in the streets, and it was a broadly peaceful protest, but it got very, very heated. People discussing racism against Greater Manchester Police. I mean, this is exactly the same police force that a few months ago were found to have turned a blind eye to the rape cases in Rochdale. And it just simply doesn't hold water that this is a racist incident. And again, you see the picture is far more murky than we see.
There's no evidence from what we've seen and what we've heard that it's a racist incident. We don't know that.
At all. But I think it's quite right that this, under something like this, the incident and the officer needs to be investigated. That's fine.
Of course.
But then suddenly it's suspension, and then we're opening a criminal investigation on the basis of what?
Andy Burnham said his thoughts are with the family at this difficult time, and I sort of think, well, obviously it is very distressing, but my thoughts are also with the female police officer who had her nose broken. I feel like there's this... The natural thing, and I understand where it comes from, is to take the heat out of the situation and be defensive towards the public. But also, and again, I don't condone what this officer's clearly... We see him doing on the tape, but this is clearly a very heated situation. This is a situation where somebody's attacked multiple police officers, and we're treating somebody like that as a victim.
I think you've got... Everybody's reacting on an emotional level. We're not reacting to facts, because we don't know all the facts.
We don't have it all, do we?
No.
It still feels like, it doesn't feel like we've got the full...
It's too emotive, and as a journalist, it's like, I want to know all the facts. I want to know exactly what happened, in what order it happened, and stop people overreacting on the, as you say, Andy Burnham saying thoughts with the family. And it's like, well, it's like someone's died. I mean, that's not the case. No. Stop using the emotional rhetoric so much. Let's know what happened and why it happened.
But also it feels very political. It feels like immediately people took sides.
Yeah, of course.
Based on very little information that we actually had at that time. But, Galloway tweeting the original video clip and all of this, and people sort of weaponising it again.
But this is what happens when everyone is a cameraman now. Everyone has got video for absolutely everything. And immediately, whether it's in any case of police brutality, any case like this, the lines are immediately drawn the moment you see those videos.
So it's not that clear-cut. We've just got 30 seconds, Andy. The Mail on Sunday, I noticed this last night. On the Olympic YouTube channel, you can't see the opening ceremony.
I wonder why.
The official YouTube channel has quietly removed the opening ceremony from the other day, from Friday night. So I can't remember what day of the week it is, because of a lot of backlash about how they portrayed Christianity, how the Last Supper. There was a bit of a wardrobe malfunction with one of the male dancers.
It's a deliberate malfunction, that one.
Was it? I have no idea about I won't speculate. But yeah, it was very controversial, and YouTube have removed it.
Oh, and drag queens and deeply kind of inappropriate family viewing and sexualisation and the mockery of Christianity.
It was all very odd. Emma, Andy, we've got to leave it there. Thank you.